Hey everyone, Lensman Oz here. This is Revolution 3, episode 25. Now, I've been watching a bunch of videos on how to progress a little, and if you guys want to check out some of the stuff, I recommend you go and take a look at Dr. Raychard. I will put a link in the description. He definitely has some awesome videos. He does like series based on a particular mod, so it might be the particular one I'm obviously watching is Surviving with RotaryCraft. Definitely has some good stuff, and really recommend you check him out if you're like myself, struggling with RotaryCraft. So I've managed to make a couple of items which was suggested in the comments, the performance engines. So performance engine, to make them requires aluminium alloy cylinders. So everything else I could create, these aluminium alloy cylinders require aluminium alloy, which is made in a blast furnace with silicon powder and aluminium at 900 degrees. Now this was the bit that I was having an issue with. Getting the blast furnace up to 900 degrees was a bit of fun. And just silicon powder here is just aluminium powder, blaze powder and sand, and that'll get you silicon powder. So the way I ended up getting it done was by using, be quiet bird, you're noisy, was by using the two AC electric engines with, what was it? It's a diamond gearbox that I had here, the 4-to-1, and making sure that the two AC engines had more than one of these redstone clocks on it. So what it says in the book, when you read the book about the AC engines, is it gives a better output if it's got two clocks on it. So I made sure, yeah, as I was saying, I had two of these on each of these. So I had one in the middle and then one on the outside, and I knocked it down to, I think, one off the fastest, and it managed to get the furnace, the blast furnace, up to a little bit around, I think it was just on 1000 degrees, and that enabled me to make that aluminium alloy. And so I made enough to make two performance engines. And I've tried to do the same setup using performance engines and that gearbox to get the friction heater up to 1300 odd degrees that it is for tungsten flakes, and I just can't do it. It won't do it. I get about 1100 degrees out of it, which isn't enough, as I'm sure you are aware. So I'm just tidying up a little bit here, and I plan on starting this episode by trying to create jet fuel. Now, one of the things I've after watching these videos I've found out is that a couple of things use the jet fuel. Obviously, one is the pulse jet furnace. Now, the issue there is that it tends to set things on fire, so I'm going to need to set up a better area than what I've got. One day I'll learn how to catch these butterflies. A better area than what I got, so it'll need to be something like this concrete area, which I've lost a couple of blocks of concrete. So I may move the Britannia stuff, or I may end up doing what I was saying in the previous episode, which was expand this way. Get some nice flooring and expand out here. But yeah, before I get the pulse jet, that's the plan, unless I put it downstairs in the dungeon or something. But this one, I'm going to start making the jet fuel. And to make jet fuel, we need a couple of things. I'm going to use a gasoline engine. I'm going to need a 16-to-1 gearbox. I made a diamond 16-to-1 gearbox, and I was using it here for a bit. It's a lot of diamonds. I'm going to use this diamond gearbox because it doesn't seem to use lubricant. I think that's its deal. So you can put lubricant in it, just doesn't use it. Whereas the bedrock ones don't even require lubricant. They just work. And what I'm planning on doing is doing gasoline engine, 16:1 gearbox, bevel gears, and then this fractionation unit. So this is going to require 6 gold ingots, base panel, a mixer, which is just an impeller and some more ingots, and then fuel lines. So I'm going to need some glass and some obsidian. I've got the glass on me. Just there's some obsidian. I mean, you can see the amount of junk that is accumulating in the chests here. I'm going to need some of this and a couple of them. So let's make, oh, hang on, suction pipe. So let's make the fuel lines first. Okay, so there's 16 fuel lines. And then we're going to require them. Oops. One of these DB brackets. So the mixer, and then a base panel. So do I have a base panel floating around here? I normally end up with 1 or 2 of these things just out of the blue. In this case, I think I'm out of luck. Zombies. Zombies! Coming to say hello to my cannon. Alright, let's make a couple of base panels. So we should be able to make this once we get this 6 gold. And that should be that. So that will give us the fractionation unit. Fractionation? Yep, that'll work. And we're going to need something to put the fuel into. Now I don't know whether to use the RotaryCraft. What are they? They've got a little tank thing. Get what it's called now. Whether to use, kind of looks like that. To use a RotaryCraft one or to come up with another drum. Drum would be nice, but it's going to take steel. So a drum is going to require a cauldron. In which case I need 1 more iron plate and then 6 steel. So I need about that many. That's right. So let's do 1 of them. And then I need to make a couple of them. And throw them in there. So these will press up. That'll make a cauldron. And then I need 4, 5, 6. This will get us enough for another drum. Like so. And the cauldron. Alright, so we'll store it into the drum for now. I'm pretty sure these fuel lines should pump into that. But let's get this set up. You know what, I'm going to set it up here. Just so it's close enough to the unit here to be able to just go and grab some ethanol. We want that. We want the diamond gearbox. We want the bevel gears. And we're going to want in on the west and out on the up, west. Yep. And then on top will be the fractionation unit. So if I started this now, this thing would start running. And this has a pretty awesome GUI, but it's not that much. You know, these are just fancy graphics, really. We'll work out the pipe in a minute. So to make jet fuel, we're going to require these items here. We need a gas tier. We need some magma creams, some blaze powder, some tar sand, some netherrack dust, and some ethanol crystals. Now, the tar sand and the netherrack dust, I think I indicated in the previous episode that they're made in a grinder, and you can see here I've got some more netherrack grinding up. Got some blaze powder already done, and I need some more soul sand. Just done one stack so far of some soul sand. The blaze powder I'm getting from the cinder pearls in here, and if you run them through the grinder you get 3 instead of 1 if you just do it in your inventory. So in here we're going to require this and this and this and this and some coal. That's the other item that is required. So all of those, and then a gas tier. Gas tier does not get used. These all have a chance of being used, so if we open this info up, jet fuel requires tar, netherrack dust, coal, blaze powder, ethanol, and magma cream. Additionally, gas tiers are used as a solvent, but are not consumed. So, to power this, we're going to require 65 kilowatts, which is a standard gasoline engine, but it needs to be fast. It needs to be coming out at 8,000 rads. So, I'm pretty sure this is what this gearbox will do. So I guess without further ado, let's see if we can make some. I'm going to collect up that stuff because I'm using it as ammo. Right. So I'm just going to put the 1 in. I know it's a bit silly. I just want to make sure it works. Whoa, and it's loud. So that's running. This is turning. I don't have the speed yet because I need to speed up the gearbox. And there you go. That's running. And we should. It's got a fairly decent internal buffer of 240,000 millibuckets. What's that? 240 buckets? And I'm not sure. So what did we use? We used a bit of ethanol and a bit of tar sand. For everything else, I think a bit of coal, a bit of tar sand. So it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't use them all every time, but we're getting a fairly decent amount of stuff there. Let's see if it can go into the drum. That seems to be no. I bet if we could put a fuel line on top. Okay. There we go. So you need to put the fuel line out the top, so that 1 minute has run out now. And this is full. Kind of want to move this. I don't want to waste any, so I'm going to put this here. I wonder whether this will run downhill, or whether that's just pink and there's nothing actually in it. Oh no, look, it's all full. So it's obviously bi-directional with the drum. So I think I will look into getting a better storage device for the fuel. So whether that's a tank or a whatever, but that's definitely used some of that out of there. So it's a bummer. So I guess, you know, in the case of this, I could now run another minute's worth and it will push a bit more. But that's jet fuel. So we're part way there to making microturbine, I guess. So that's the ultimate would be to make microturbine, so we can power the heater, friction heater, and actually generate the right temperature. Only problem is the microturbine requires this high temperature combustor. high temperature combustor requires inductive ingots, and they need to be done in the pulse jet furnace. And it's just redstone and gold. It's pretty cheap. It just needs to be done in the pulse jet furnace. So our next machine to build is a pulse jet furnace, and it's fairly cheap as well. Just some of the steel and a couple of obsidian. So let's check how much more of the steel I've got, because I really am burning through it. I'm going to take that, might need it. What else have we got? No, that's lead. I may need to actually make a little bit more of the steel up. I'm not sure how much I've got at the moment. Nothing in there. I've got 15 steel blocks. So let's grab a stack. Okay, so what we're going to need to make a pulse jet furnace is 3 base panels. So let's get another set. We are going to require liquid pipe, which I may have. Let's have a look. Could have sworn. I mean, I've made lubricant hose. Yep, I do have some liquid pipes. Awesome. I'm going to require a compressor, a diffuser, 2 obsidian, and a combustor. Now, the combustor is going to require an ignition unit, which is going to be electrum or gold. That's bronze. That's electrum. So 2 of them. A little bit of redstone. So let's see. We want this. 1 of them. And then that to give us the combustor. We want a diffuser. And nope, we need this. Give that. That should be it. This is a pulse jet furnace. So its minimum speed is 131 kilorads. And I'm going to need, I guess, some sort of gearbox that'll do this. And an engine to do it. So, as I said before, this has the tendency to set things on fire. I'm not exactly sure what I want to use. Is that really not made anymore? Wow. I don't know whether I can put this on here and whether it'll stay full of fuel, or whether I'd just be wasting it. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a cut in here. I'm going to go and clean the area up over there. Maybe build some fences out a bit. And we'll set up an area to build the pulse jet furnace. And I'll get the other bits and pieces that I'm going to need to run it. So I'll be back in just a second. Made a little area here. All ready to go. So this is going to require a few items. I need to move that cannon thing now, which I guess I didn't quite think through where I was placing things, but yeah, everything's movable. Let's ditch these things. Somehow I ended up with one extra one of them. I made a little tank over here so I can produce water. It's going to take a while to get going. A long time. But what we need to do is we need one of these performance engines. I need some fluid conduits, and I've made a 16:1 and an 18:1 gearbox. Now the idea is we want engine, rotate, and that's going to run this way. And then we want, let's do this, 16, 8. Right, bevel gear. So we want in on north and up. Input side north and output side is up. Yep. And then on top of that will be this. This will require water as well. I'm going to need some jack-o'-lanterns actually. To light that area up a little. Do I have any more? Well, they won't be in there. It's a silly place to look. I've got a couple. I'll keep it going for the moment. Just going to place these here and here. Now, yeah, as I was saying, both of these items require water. I've got some fluid conduits. I'm not sure if I can connect that straight up there. I don't want you to connect there, and I don't want you to connect there. And let's just disable that one too. So what these should enable is water to get into these items, because they both need water. I've got a drum filling up here. Take the drum. And I'm hoping that I can place a drum here. And if I put this into auto extract, am I getting water in here? Yep, we're getting a little bit of water. You can see on the tooltip on the bottom right there, it's filling up. We've got 5,000. What about you? I think that's water. Yep, it's got 3,000 millibuckets of water. So that's cooling these machines down. I'll put some lubricant in there. I'll need another bucket of lubricant for the other one. Now, apparently this is loud. Quite loud. So I've never built one of these, so we're gonna have a bit of fun. These should both be in speed mode now. Speed. As I said, I've never tried this. This will need fuel, and then we also need to make that gold and that redstone stuff. So we needed 3 of them. So I need 3 gold dust. Sulfur. Do I have any gold? Got 1. Let's grab 2 more ingots and just crush it down. And redstone. So this will give us 2. So I only really needed 1 more crushed down. So we need a couple of these, and if you look at use, I don't know how long this is going to need to run for, but I guess we'll play it by ear. So let's do these 2 here. So we'll make 6. I don't know how big the flame's going to be. I don't know what's going to light on fire. So the item that I was looking for before was a reservoir. Sorry about that. Reservoir, that's what I was looking for. Let's look here. This here. Okay, it's just a bunch of base panels. So let's do that. Okay, now I should be able to. Oh goodness me. What is going on with this? Just testing earlier. Thought I'd gotten rid of it. Okay, reservoir. I want to put some fuel in it, don't I? So this can go here. This will fill up. It can hold 64 buckets of jet fuel. See there, it's filling up nicely. Well, was filling up nicely. That's got the tiniest tiny piece in it. We've got nothing much left in there, so that's fine. So No, I want you to drain. Anyway, so I should be able to pick this up. And it has jet fuel in it. Now apparently it doesn't require a lot of jet fuel to work. Now I'm hoping I can... No. Let's grab that. I've got some fuel line on me, but you know, this is already sitting here, so let's just grab that. Fuel line 1, 2. No. Maybe I need to there we go. And it is full of fuel. So let's grab some blaze powder as a fuel additive. The performance engine. I'm not sure if it requires this. We'll put it in anyway. And then I guess all we need now is some ethanol. I'm not going to put that much in there, but let's hope for the best. I might just put 4 in, so we can test. Oh, I was hoping for some big flame coming out of it. Doesn't look like it's going to do that. I'm so disappointed. It looks pretty hot though. It's 820 something degrees. Definitely need a sound muffler over there. There we go. That is 6 inductive ingots ready. It's not using any fuel. Oh yes it is. It's using water. It doesn't seem to be using fuel. So what else can the pulse jet furnace do? It can melt down all sorts of stuff, it looks like. Back into its component parts. Obsidian into blast glass, so apparently that's quite good to get. So we might. I don't know. I'll leave for another day. It's obviously not too hard to get it running again. What else can you do in here? Go backwards. You melt down horse armor. Might have some of that. Tungsten carbide. Would be nice if I could put other stuff in there. It looks like nothing major is able to be thrown in there. I mean, I guess I could apparently melt down some of my other, I don't know whether these will melt down some of my other items into their constituent parts. But that gets us the items we require to do the microturbine. So let's do that now. Microturbine. So we require this high temperature combustor, which is going to take some HSLA steel, redstone, ignition unit, some electrum, yada yada yada. So a couple of electrum and some redstone. Oops, not coal. Redstone. Let's make one of these doobies. And that is the high temperature combustor. The rest is all fairly straightforward stuff. Don't have the gears on me. Have a little bit more of that. Don't know if I've got any more Some diamond ones. Alright. Let's turn that into ingots. Let's make... Wow. Whole bunch of stuff. Okay. One of them. What else? Compressor surrounded by propeller blades. Wow. So I need 8 of those blades. So I need another compressor. So it's another one of them. And then I need 8 blades. So I need... It's 5. It's 8. Eight of them. One of these. I'm gonna need some more of that steel. It's a turbine. So I need one more. Oop. And then we will call it an episode. I think I'll get this micro turbine. Really? What am I missing? Base panels? Yeah, 3 base panels. So I need more of them. Micro turbine. Wow, 2 megawatts. And this should run what I require. Awesome. Let's see. You know what? I'll just for giggles. Can we do this? Maybe if I don't put stuff down in the wrong spot. Might move this over here. Not sure what it requires. Again, this is, you know, all new territory for me. Not sure if I need a gearbox. Microturbine just requires fuel. Guess I probably need a gearbox on it. What have I got? What have I got in the way of gearbox? Got 4 to 1 here. Might be enough. It's got no lubricant in it. Let's put some lubricant in it before I go and explode it. Okay, let's break this and this and this. And put gearbox, this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 980, 1000. Let's get a fuel. Oh, I made a fuel here too. So close. Okay, so I guess I'm going to need to make a bunch more fuel. And we'll try and get that going. So that's what I'm going to do in between episodes. I'm going to make some more fuel. I'm going to do a few more bits and pieces in regards to getting this working. And hopefully in the next episode we will be able to make our tungsten. Yay! So just 1 second here. Just check something. Yep. So, right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Come back in the next episode. Hopefully we'll have this working the way I want to. Maybe the 4-to-1 isn't the right gearbox that I require for this task. Might require maybe an 8-to-1 or a 16-to-1. We can perhaps pull the one off the pulse jet furnace for the moment and try it out. But first things first is to make a bunch more jet fuel, which is slowly making its way through. That's weird. Some very weird goings on. Maybe it needs to be on the side. Yes, looks like it. Okay, so yeah, I will work my way through making a bunch more of this. Get some fuel over to that engine, and next episode we'll maybe get a bedrock breaker done. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments in the section below, and I hope to see you in the next one. See you later.